Hi everyone, Ivan Desjardins with Remax. I'm here to give you the monthly stats for July 2018. And just before I give you this here, I've sent you a notice to my clients by mail stating that I was no longer in the real estate newspaper ad in Georgetown. So I'm really trying to boost my presence online. And with that, I've asked most of you to, if you can give me a review on Google and Facebook. So if you still have the link, I would greatly appreciate if you can give me a quick review. That will help me with the algorithm to be found easier on the internet. And like I said, I'm trying to really spend a lot more time online. That would really help. Okay, so right now in terms of the listings, we're at 180 listings in Halton Hills. That includes all listings. And for Acton, Georgetown, Country, and everything. It's about normal. It's a very balanced market, let's just say at this point. So far this year in July, we have sold 62 homes, and the average sale price is $762,000. And it's sold in 24 days. So if you compare it with last year in July, it was 63 homes sold in 19 days, and the average price was $783,000. So we're about even. June was about even. July is about even with last year. But if you go back and you go into May, I've got it here. The peak of the market, which happened in May 2017, it was 856,000. So, and funny thing is that houses were selling in only 12 days. And I think the reason it sold in 12 days is because we were holding off for 3 or 4 or 5 days a week in order to create a bid for homes. And that's the only reason. I think basically it took 12 days at that time. But in the month of May, we had sold 118, so almost double of what we're selling now. So the market is definitely a little slower. Prices are about 11.5% lower than the peak. And you know that I brought that up before. And this chart here, I just wanted to bring it to you again. This is real estate since the 1950s, actually 1953. Recorded in the Toronto Real Estate Board. As you can see, real estate, it's normal. It goes up, it goes down, goes back up, goes down, goes back up. And everybody remembers the 90s, how much we had a fairly big adjustment recession back then. And we had now since 1996, 97, we have a huge run up. And now that was the peak here in May 2017. Now we're here. I've marked it down at 752. That was the average a few months after that. So as you can see, there's a potential for price adjustment. It could carry on a little longer like this, but on the average, there's a trend to be going down a little bit. And funny enough, I just pulled out a chart also about the stock market. And if you look at the stock market, the same thing. There's there's ups and down. There are ups and down. And if you take 96, 97, that's when we had a big run up, as you can see. And in 2000 we had the tech bubble, the dot-com bubble, and then it went down. Then it went back up again. And that was the housing crisis, mainly in the States. We didn't see much here in Canada. But you see here how the stock market has kept on going up and up and up. So there are things that are quite maybe overpriced or overvaluated. I think the thing that has caused that was the fact that interest rates have been so low for about a decade, and people have bought and bought and bought. So now I think it's catching up in a sense. That's why we've had earlier this year in January, we had the stress test, which has slowed down things quite a bit, because overall this year, and I've mentioned that at other videos, we're down about 30% in volume of sales. So the stress test basically was introduced in January of this year. About 20%, I read an article that 18%, about 20% of the buyers were turned down because of this new stress test, meaning that if the bank is able to give you 3%, you have to qualify on the posted rate. If it's 5.5% or even 6%, that's what you have to qualify on. So it really turned down a lot of buyers. Anyway, if you have any question whatsoever about the market, if you're wondering what might be happening in the next 6 months, a year, feel free to ask me any question, reply to this video, or phone me directly, send me an email. I'll be glad to help you or any of your family members or friends. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the summer because we certainly have beautiful weather. Thank you very much and have a great day.